Hi, I'm supporting Dr. Ava Edwards running for U.S. Senate out of the great state of North Carolina. We urgently need Medicare for all. The Medicaid reimbursement rate for providers is 120 days. Medicare, it's only 60. The pay rate is higher reimbursement for Medicare, which is why there are little to no providers for Medicaid recipients. Businesses cannot remain open waiting 4+ months for payment. Centene Corporation is the largest Medicaid MMA, medical managed care agency, operating in the U.S. with hundreds of subsidiaries, and acquired WellCare January 23, 2020, absorbing their hundreds of subsidiaries, which are funneling money into our elections via PAC money. Centene private, for-profit HMO are taking U.S. federal tax money meant for Medicaid and Medicare recipients and operating out of Slovakia with Russian ties, whose citizens have nostalgia for the return of communism. Yet, like the U.S., officially claims to be a democratic republic, how many Americans have had their identity stolen from individuals out of Eastern Europe? Our own HMOs have all of our sensitive info, which is often sold on the dark web for as little as $5. The FBI will not help you replace your FICO score for whatever it was. You have no legal recourse. U.S. politicians should not allow privatized companies to operate out of Slovakia, but in fairness, any other foreign countries, especially when it's funded with our tax dollars. HMOs have our social security numbers, date of birth, sensitive questions such as your mother's maiden name, passwords. Corporate espionage is a well-known epidemic, leaving millions of Americans vulnerable, indigent, with no access to representation. Centene has successfully undermined the UK's NHS, taking over 52 of their GP practices, bribing the Conservative Tory government, which has led to unheard protests. They don't want to end up like us, and yet here they are. Centene boasts how they operate out of Spain, undermining Spain's single-payer health care. We are using public money from Medicare and Medicaid to victimize the poor without any legal representation to fight against the blatant corruption. Centene is a giant hemorrhoid, not just to the taxpayers of the U.S., but they have their subsidiaries in banks, life insurance policies, vision insurance companies, pharmacies. They're a gelatinous monopoly operating with impunity. GOP states refuse to find them. In Florida, for example, under Section 20.055, Chief General Inspector Melinda Miguel refuses to find Centene Corporation. She was appointed by Governor Ron DeSantis. Americans have the illusion of choice. GOP states like North Carolina are refusing to find Centene, even at the expense of children. Dem states are the only ones who are finding Centene. But if one looks at the Centene violations, how much are these fines? $5,000? It's a mere slap on the wrist. It's pitiful. Since 2016, more than 400 hospitals have closed. 2 Mayo clinics. MMAs like Centene are bleeding the public funds dry, causing a mass shortage of care in the neglected rural America regions. Doctors are shackled. People do not understand that doctors are shackled by the administrators, who are often pushed by politicians to turn a blind eye, plus they pad that cost of your healthcare bill 30% plus. Patients are left with little to no recourse. I urge Americans to wake up. Centene Corporation leaves patients blind out of the state of California with no oversight. So their regulatory agency, hey, they're turning a blind eye to it too. And that's with our dollars. That's with our tax dollars. Notice the violations from CMS are scarce when you go to the Centene violations page. Centene is responsible for millions of dollars caring for people they've knowingly made disabled. How can we continue as a nation with this trajectory? Centene plays a role in waste, fraud, and abuse out of North Carolina. When are our leaders going to speak up? Quit taking PAC money, which I can only view as blood money. I am asking you, the American people, to please understand there is no privatized health care. These for-profit HMOs are not saving you taxpayer money. That's the lie that you're being fed. What they mean when we say we're saving you money is that we're denying patients care, which ends up costing you, the taxpayer, more money in the long run, when these very sick individuals could have had preventative care, but instead they end up disabled because the MMAs with corrupted medical directors decide to slap their signatures on letters of medical denial, despite the fact that they're practicing outside of their scope of medicine, and there is no politician standing up there to read these federal laws. Cobra is owned by Blue Cross and Blue Shield, which has hundreds of subsidiaries. They pour billions into elections designed to deceive you. Dr. Ava Edwards, she's running on a zero PAC form. She's an honest politician, somebody that actually cares for the people of North Carolina and the children all across the United States. Please stand with her. Share this information with everyone you know so that people wake up, so that they know their rights. Not another life should be traded on Wall Street. Centene is worth $37.17 billion. WellPoint Health Networks acquires Right Choice, the parent company of Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and Missouri HealthLink. WellPoint Health Network acquires Methodist Care, an HMO out of Texas. December 2014, WellPoint Inc. then gets to change its name to Anthem Inc. Anthem Inc. is one of the largest healthcare benefits in the United States. The total assets back in 2019, last reported, was $78.25 billion. In the past 2 years, we already know how much more money, they've siphoned out of the taxpayers. And then when we get into the Affordable Care Act, the billions of dollars in subsidies that the American people are given, when most of you don't even know your EOB, like the maximum out of pocket, it's actually divided by how many people are on your plan. Hopefully in the future, we will get to that. But again, I am asking you to stand with Dr. Ava Edwards, donate to her campaign. She's at Ava Edwards for NorthCarolina.com. Hi, I'm supporting Dr. Ava Edwards running for U.S. Senate out of the great